Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities of Mother Nature's recipes. Bring the
I'm here with Lindsey at River Arts, where the John's Bear is going to be spending a week here. So you can come on down and stop and see it. Exciting. Just going to have a conversation with Lindsey and see where the journey and the conversation goes. And I hope you have been checking out the rest of our episodes. If you can't, you can always check it out on makingservicepersonal.org and see them there and follow us. Tag hashtag John's Bear, hashtag Sauk Prairie, hashtag Sauk Prairie Against Hunger, where we're raising awareness with this bear all summer long to go towards feeding people around the world who are starving and to help raise funds and awareness for the Sauk Prairie Against Hunger PAC event. Lindsey, so tell me about yourself, tell me what you do here, what's the exciting thing, what gets you up in the morning when you wake up and you're like, I get to go to work today. What do you look forward to when you walk into the doors?
Oh my goodness, so many things. That was a lot of questions
Yeah.
all rolled into one. Okay, so I am the executive director for River Arts Inc. And here at River Arts, we encompass all of the arts, and I love that. Our mission is to inspire, enrich, and educate the community through the arts. So that means hosting art classes here in this space that we're in today. We have a retail art gallery that we feature all local artists, so they have to live within 40 miles of the gallery, but a lot of them are right here in Sauk Prairie. And house concerts, so live music events happen here, and a whole bunch of other things happen in this space. But our history began at the River Art Center at the high school, where we helped to fundraise to create that facility. It was a partnership with the school. And once that was completed, we became a presenting organization. So still today, we host a performing arts series. There are professional exhibits we bring into the gallery and lobby spaces there. And then we also work with the schools and have student exhibits. And then among all of that, we are out in the community as well, helping with public art on the trail. We have a Dueling Pianos fundraiser at the Dork House every year. That is so much fun. We do the Cowchick Arts and Crafts Fair at Labor Day weekend. And we had a TDS Sidewalk Truck Festival in Myra Grove. And then most recently, we started doing night markets in Prairie du Sac. And we do a couple of those every summer. So all of the things. So what gets me motivated and gets me going? I mean, there's a list right there. I love the people that I work with, and I don't mean just here, our staff and volunteers, but out in the community, our patrons. Every day is different, and there's, I think, just joy every day. I wake up knowing I have a sort of a blueprint of what the day is going to look like, but I don't know where it's going to take me, and it almost always takes me in really exciting places. So it's fun. It's nonstop, on the go, awesome life in the arts. It's great.
How long have you been part of River Arts?
I have been here. I started in October 2012.
All right.
So a while.
11 years, right?
Yeah.
Going on 11.
Yes, and I'm from here, so to go back to my history, yes, that's where I forgot that part.
Yeah.
I am a Sauk Prairie alumni, and I went to then Viterbo University and double majored in music theater and arts administration. After that, I sang on cruise ships, so traveled the world for a little bit. Moved to Argentina for a little over a year, and then made my way back home and was kind of figuring out what life on land meant, and felt really lucky to. I mean, I never imagined that I would find a job in the arts right here in my hometown, and I did. And so here I've been, and it's been wonderful.
Do you have any memory or crazy story from cruise days that you'd be worthy to share?
Like scandalous things?
Up to you.
What'll get some donations to roll in? Let's see. I mean, maybe I should say yes. I do have some scandalous stories, but we need some, like $100 donation to come to the table.
I would be open to that. So if you come during the week and you make a donation either online or you drop it in the box, Lindsey will share a story that'll be worthy of $100 donation.
Yeah, I'll do a follow-up.
We'll do that.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna leave it there. Okay. Yes, I was on ships for 4 years.
4 years. So you've seen a lot.
I've seen a lot.
Where are the ships gone?
I mostly did this side of the world, so both coasts of the United States, lots of time in Alaska, Canada, both coasts, New England, all the things, and then down into Central America, Panama Canal, and then a lot of South America, a lot of the Caribbean. I mean, it's pretty amazing. And then at my rehearsals, though, took me to London for a while, but I never did. I stopped cruising before I got over there, so now I just on my own travel.
Yeah.
To Europe.
Well, you heard it here. So there's exciting stories yet to be, will not be told on camera. Not to be told on camera, but for a $100 donation for the pack event that would feed many kids for days. You can make, and Lindsey will share exciting
several
stories.
people come with $100 donations. I have several stories.
That's right.
So
you could even maybe make a multiple donation to hear 2 stories. Yeah, well, thank you. That is a gift right there for the world. We'll keep those stories secret off camera and behind scenes at all times. So with the, for me, art is timeless, is universal. Like it speaks every language. But in your time, even growing up and traveling, have you seen changes in art and how artists express themselves, and if so, what kind of changes have you seen?
yeah, I think it is always evolving. COVID was an interesting time because there were multiple waves of it, but where I feel like artists, but also I consider myself a consumer of the arts, we were at times inspired and motivated to experience the arts in different ways, but then also there were moments where it was just uninspired times. So there were like these waves of like art helped us through those things, and then for artists though creating, they maybe didn't have that inspiration to even want to create because of what was going on in the world. And so art is always changing based on what's happening around us. I, over the years, especially my time here, have been able to dig deeper and see what a difference the arts makes in lives. Like I think that, and not that I took it for granted, but I have been involved in the arts my whole life. And so without even knowing the impact that it was making on my mental health, especially, it was making a difference. But now I have seen how just like a simple act of just drawing, like when if you're really stressed, we do these adult coloring days, or like right now we have open studio time that people can just drop in when we're open, and we have, I'm not sure if you can see behind us, but we'll make sure to put a picture in, but we have supplies that people can just grab, sit in here, it's quiet, and just the act of like just doing something like that is relatively mindless, but it's a creative thing that stimulates your brain in a different way. People always leave feeling better. And so I think sometimes we don't connect the dots of like, the arts it is entertainment, but it's not just entertainment. It really feeds our souls in different ways. That is important. Like I am such a fan of the work that 6-8 is doing. I mean, just all of the basic needs, those are way up here. That's what we need to be doing. But the arts is supporting, once those basic needs are met, we still have the quality of life aspect that we all need. And so that's why I'm proud to be a part of that work.
Yeah, that hit on something too. Lindsey and I were talking before the camera started rolling too, that the concept of over time, right, the necessities is just food and shelter, and it took so long to survive our pioneers, just to live, we had to live. And then technology has advanced, so it takes less time, but then we fill those gaps with things that we would consider luxuries or art or entertainment. But I think as you're alluding to, it like food and shelter are a necessity for human life. Some people would say arts is just luxury, it's not needed to survive. But I think deep down there's that mental health and that whole person aspect that without the arts, without luxury, without recreation, we aren't truly human, right? We haven't come to our full potential. Like somebody who's starving without food can't come to their full potential. But if we leave them there with just the bare necessities, which is the campaign here, but when those are taken care of, things like arts and education and growing that mental health it only can start, evolving.
And it's a cycle then, right? Like we need to feed our bodies physically, we need to feed our minds, and when we are doing that and we're thriving, everything starts to thrive. Then we are doing better, but we're also providing more to society as well, and then it I will say too that what the arts is for everybody is different, and that's great, but that has changed over time too with the way technology has changed. So for some people, they consume art like they're going home and they're watching movies or concerts. So that has changed over time. I don't think anything replaces the live in-person, that human interaction aspect. I think is always going to be an important part of the arts. But again, we that's okay. But now technology has brought the arts is way more accessible than it ever has been before. So in ways that's great, but in other ways, when it's taking away from the human interaction, there are some side effects to that we notice.
Yeah, I think as the world shifts to a virtual world, we go more virtual. As that pendulum swings, we notice that the arts, I think, are intended to be interacting all five senses, right? The sight, the smell, the touch. And so it's really hard to be able to touch or hear and experience art on a screen. Although it is, like you said, it's accessibility there, but also there's nothing that can trade a live concert or a live art where you can hold it a piece in your hand and experience that way. One of the things I really notice about your style here is just your connection to the community, and you alluded to that with along the bike path and bringing the night market and the concerts outside, and helping to connect art to every individual. You know, your ability to that each like some persons might be able to say, you know, I have noticed I am not an art person. I'm not into art, but really we all are. But we haven't, you know, we connect to it in different ways. So I appreciate your ability to make the river arts accessible and connect to everyone. And in whether you just hit us up on the streets or in the bike path, like you connect to all areas of people's lives and help us to realize that we all need art in order to thrive.
Thank you.
So I appreciate how you have done that. So.
I think that is important, and I appreciate you referring to me as, and I have been a part of it and grateful, but we have a wonderful board, and that vision has been strong since 1997 when River Arts Inc. formed. It has always been about the community, but we have grown and we've been able to, I think, remove some barriers too, so that the art is for everybody here. So yeah, we've got some ticketed events, and we try to keep those ticket prices down. But we also have a lot of free offerings. But yeah, there are things that are just, go out and enjoy art and on the path or in nature, and anybody can do that at any time, whenever it fits in your schedule too. Because sometimes it's not even a financial barrier. It's, well, I'm working.
It's a time barrier.
There's so many, and so we do try to make a conscious effort of finding ways to have something for everybody where they're at.
Well, thank you. There's so much more we could talk about around art, and appreciate the.
And this is art.
This is
what we're really here to talk about. This beautiful. Now, when you created this bear, did it bring you joy?
It did.
See?
Yeah, and as you were saying too, the adult coloring book. I have 3 young boys, and I enjoy children's coloring books too. Let's be honest. Just the ability to pick up a crayon or a colored pencil, like it just brings you joy to be able to. I don't know if it's just that space or that time.
Sometimes it's hard to have nieces and nephews when they want to color on the same page as me. I'm like, no. You need to do your page because this is my masterpiece that I created. So sometimes that's hard, but that's a me problem. But yes, you created this beautiful bear, and it's bringing you joy. Now the community is going to experience the joy of your art piece.
My art piece, let's do that as a...
It's an art, I mean, you put it in a shadow box. This is
true.
Fine art.
You only put something valuable in such a beautiful shadow box.
And it is beautiful to see on the video, but people need to come in person and see it here at River Arts on Water.
Yeah, and we want everyone to see the bear, fall in love with the bear. There's actually going to be some future episodes coming about the inspiration of how or why I made this bear, and it has, from my childhood, there's some really cool stories, and you'll be able to meet my mother soon coming up. So there's a huge background story. So this bear is a beautiful bear, and the sad thing is it's only going to be, one owner. And so, but you can have the bear, and it'll go to the highest bidder. And it's meant to be fun and meant to be cool, but also, who wouldn't want to have this story and this bear in their house? and to know that all of the donation and the funds would go to feeding starving kids too. So the story has a meaning and purpose, and you know, you can critique my stitching, but it all worked really well, yeah.
It's flawless.
And the eyes are perfect. So. But anyway, thank you for journeying with us. Continue to share and like this video and spread it out to your friends. Let's have fun together, raise awareness, and you can come down all week here at River Arts to see the bear. It'll be on display in the box here.
We are open Tuesday through Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., late on Fridays till 6 p.m.
Awesome, thank you, yeah. And check them out on their website, which is?
riverartsinc.org.
Great, and you can learn more of the story. Again, makingservicepersonal.org/JohnsBear. You'll be able to see the whole story, see all the past episodes, and how you can get involved, and where the bear currently is located. With that, we thank you for your time, and have a great day. Thank you, Lindsey, for helping us understand what makes you tick and what you do here.
Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. You look under the rocks and plants and then take a glance at the fancy ants, then maybe try a few. The bare necessities of life will come to you.